Some may say it's conditioning. Over the years, over the decades of being in the system and knowing what is likely to push you over the edge and get into trouble, you tend to be very mindful that the precipice is there and you walk a clearly defined path. Does that still weigh on you when you write your commentaries and your books?
Okay. Again, a very good question. You know the media too well. I think that's why you that's why you ask such questions. But it's a very good question. Let me try and answer it. It's a different kind of control, if you ask me. True. I would say it's self-control. Self-control in the sense that you believe that this is the way journalism should be practiced. Now, if you look at our situation, media situation, on the one side, you have the mainstream media, especially the Straits Times, which everything the government says is right. Then on the other extreme is everything the government says is wrong, which is essentially the social media. But there is a centrist path, which is that path that I'm trying to follow. I'm not successful all the time, but is to give a good argument, which may have sometimes very strong language, but in a more measured way. And I think that's the kind of media that Singapore needs, which we don't have enough of.
If you're trying to walk down that central path, right, between all yea and all nay, a system that is so used to dictating what it wants to you, is it willing to listen to what you've got to say? So do the powers that be pay heed to the things that you write? And
I have not asked them because I have no communication with them, but I suspect they don't. Why? Because the PAP leadership is very thin-skinned. They cannot take criticism, but what can they do to me? They can. I mean, I have occasionally thought that there will be a midnight knock on my door, right? But I am convinced that won't happen, especially after 1987. When the last ISA arrest of political detainees happened, the so-called Marxist plot. I doubt that will happen because that caused a lot of trauma down the line. Even some ministers, at least one minister, quit because of that arrest. So I'm quite convinced that it won't happen. I'm also quite convinced that legally they won't go after me because I have not done anything that is, and I'm very careful about that, to make sure that that I don't commit a libel. And the third point is that I'm also very, very careful about making errors in the copy. So till today, I have not got a libel letter, a letter to sue me in court, or to say you did this wrong, or this is not right. So on those fronts, I'm quite okay. I don't think the government listens because they don't consider me or my voice as a loud voice. They will still get their 70% votes.